Alrighty, guys. So what's going on in the world right now? Um, there is so much stuff that's going on in the world, and a lot of people are turning a blind eye to it, or they don't want to deal with it. They're afraid. Um, they don't know what's happening. They don't know what's going on. Nobody ain't really talking about it. They're not really listening. Right now, there's a lot of racial injustice that is going on, and I'm trying to figure out why. What is it? What's going on to where a culture of people are steady being a target? So I did my research. Guys, if you don't know, the 400 years is up, and they don't like to talk about this. So yes, the 400 years is up, and what's going on is that this is not Jacob's trouble. They like to say, oh, this is Jacob's trouble. No, it's not. We're going through 7 years of tribulations. But who tribulations are we going through? Now, we see that, we've been seeing in the news that, there's still unarmed Hebrew men that are still being killed. They're not getting a proper... they're not getting a proper trial and jury. The reason for that is because the culture that we're dealing with, they are the trial. They are the jury. They're the ones that's making the decisions. And guys, what also is going on right now is in the spiritual realm, and they don't want to talk about this. There's a war going on in the spiritual realm. That's now it's going to come to the physical realm. And what it is, the Most High is trying to teach us how to fight spiritually before he implement us fighting physically. Physically can be going to court, speeches. Guys, all this marching and stuff, you better off staying at home. And I noticed there's been something that was going on for years. Let's go back to Martin Luther King time. So when Martin Luther King was talking about this nonviolence, but there was another culture, a government that was pushing violence against the people, even though they were nonviolence. They were implementing violence against the people. That's a form of hatred, guys. And if you guys don't know, and a lot of you say, oh, the Bible ain't real, the Bible ain't this, the Bible ain't that. Well, in Genesis, when it talks about Jacob or Jacob, and it talks about Esau, they said they was fighting in Rebecca's womb. Pay attention to something, guys. Listen to this. They was fighting in Rebecca's womb. So the Most High made Rebecca aware that you have two different nations in your womb. Nobody don't want to talk about the nations. Y'all keep trying to put us in a melting pot. Oh, we all one people. No, we're not. We're all not one people. They talking about, oh, we all human. No, we're not. We're not all human. Because what happens is humans do not hurt other humans. Now, animals will attack humans. Unconscious humans will attack humans. Or a species of a people that think that they're dominant is attacking people. And this is another thing, guys. If we are, what's the word? If we're human, right? Why do you have to create laws? The laws are already in our heart. Humans already got laws. There's a lot of stuff we know not to do. You don't have to tell somebody not to do something. We already know not to do that. We know not to steal. We know not to kill. We know not to lie. We know not to worship any other gods. We know not to do those things. So why was it prevalent for another culture to create laws, and the laws don't apply to us? Even in the Constitution, guys, the Constitution is still active and alive. And the Constitution still states that there's a people that is considered cattle. There's a people that are considered cattle. They breeded us like animals. But see, nobody don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about the mental illnesses that are in our neighborhoods. They don't want to talk about the PSD and the trauma that is still in our neighborhoods. And then not only that, they didn't want us to read. Nobody don't really talk about this. But however, back in those times and in those years, they didn't want to, what's the word? They didn't want you to learn how to read or write. Why is that? Why was it so important for us not to learn how to read or write? Nobody never talks about that. The reason they didn't want us to know how to read or write because they didn't want us to know what their Bible really entailed. And if you did know how to read or write, you was knocked off. They don't talk about that. They don't talk about how they use backbreaking for domination, sodomizing and manipulating a male man in front of women and children. We don't want to talk about that. We don't want to talk about our history, guys, but how are we going to heal if we don't know our history? How are we supposed to heal from this? How are we supposed to grow from this? Nobody don't want to talk about it. We just keep being quiet and thinking it's going to go away. It's not going to go away. There's just so much stuff that's going on right now. People don't know where to look or where to turn. That's why the Most High told us to stay in the house. It's in the book of Genesis. I mean, not the book of Genesis, but the book of Exodus. The book of Exodus is really telling us what's going on right now, guys. They're not talking about the plagues of Abraham. They're not talking about none of that stuff. We're not understanding why, you guys, they keep putting the news media on us when there's bigger issues going on. Why they not telling us about the martial laws that's going on in other countries? Why they not telling us about it's snowing in the desert? Why they not telling us about this? Why they not telling us about the floods and all the beasts that are dying? Why they not talking about this? Why they not talking about them marching in the streets? And it's not us that's really marching in the street, it's other cultures. Why they not talking to us about this stuff? This is what's going on in our world, guys, and they not saying nothing about it. Why they not talking about the rivers that are turned blood red? Why they not talking about what the actual planet they call Nibiru that's actually here, that's out here, that's hovering our planet, hovering over the earth? Why they not talking about this stuff, guys? They ain't telling you about this because they don't want you to know what's really going on. What's really going on in the world? The Edomites and the the Edomites and the Moabites. If y'all don't know who Moabites is, that's the Chinese, Asians. Those are the Moabites. Well, what's going on with them right now is that they don't put so much stuff on TV about black people going into these people's neighborhoods and they're beating and robbing their people. But not one time have I seen a black person abuse another culture person. But I have seen the Moabites abuse the Hebrews in their stores. They shooting you because they think that they're Edomites. They sold their soul as well. They sold their souls thinking that they're part of Edom. Now, Edom is in their neighborhoods right now, guys. Edom is in their neighborhoods terrorizing them. And then they want to go to the news media with the people that they have in power, Ling Ling and all these other Chew and all these other celebrities, and they got them a script telling about that they want to be a part of Black Lives Matter. But you're saying black people are beating you up and killing y'all in y'all neighborhoods. That don't make sense. Listen to what y'all saying. Y'all saying that there's not Edomites. There are Hebrews coming in y'all communities, abusing the Moabites. That don't even make sense. How are we abusing y'all and we're like we're being targeted as prey. Our culture is being targeted as prey. It's all over the world. It ain't just here. They only show it here. But there is more violence and more destruction in America than it is anywhere else. But y'all saying that Egypt is over there. However, but when it happened in Egypt, then the plagues come to Egypt, then all this stuff happened in Egypt. So why do y'all think that Egypt is over there where they telling y'all it is? Remember, they renamed everything. So you don't know what is what. You don't know where is who or who is where. They renamed everything. So why is the eyes on the United States if this is not Egypt? When you think the eyes will be on Egypt, look at the back of the dollar bill. It's telling you. The biggest clue that the Most High ever gave you was on the back of the $1 bill. He gave you the pyramid and he gave you the eagle. The pyramid stands for Egypt and the eagle stands for the Edomites. They live high. They stand for Edomites. That's who we having issues with, guys. We've been having issues with them. They don't want to talk about the using our babies as alligator bait. They don't want to talk about cutting kids out of the wombs of their mothers and stomping on their heads. They don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about raping and sodomizing our men and women. They don't want to talk about the free labor that they got off us. They don't want to talk about nothing. But they continue to use the Hebrews as the enemy towards these other cultures. Let me ask you this, cultures. Why did you come over here if this is supposed to be a land of the free and you see what's really going on? This land is not free. Who told you that? That was the biggest lie that was ever told. There's nothing free over here. Even you guys are paying. And it's interesting, guys, because the neighborhood that I live in, right, or the area that I live in is majority other cultures. I'm not gonna say it's Edomites, Moabites. It's everybody out here. You got Ishmael out here. When I first moved out here, I ain't never seen so many Ishmaelites ever. Edom out here. Who else? These y'all know Khazars is out here. You know what I'm saying? Khazars is basically Edom. Khazars. You got the Moabites out here. And when I'm walking, everybody crosses the street, which it don't matter to me. I just laugh at them. Because I know the power that I hold. But the lies that have been spewed on actual news media platforms, on social media platforms, is interesting. Because you know why the Moabites want to be a part of the Black Lives Matter movement? They want to be a part of their movement because of the money. The Edomites nor the Moabites have any money. They don't want to tell y'all that. They're broke. They're literally broke. Why do you think they come over into the Hebrew nations and start selling their stuff? They don't go out here. Where I stay at is, I done seen one beauty supply store out here. One beauty supply store. Everything else is malls, outlets. They don't have a lot of stuff to cater to us out here. You got to go back to other neighborhoods to get this stuff. But they don't want to talk about that. They don't. They don't want to talk about the ley lines switching up. Guys, if you don't know what ley lines are, do your research on ley lines, L-E-Y-L-I-N-E-S. Go do your research on ley lines. If y'all know about the pile up, if y'all don't know about the pile up that happened back in February, before the ice, I think it was like February the 8th in Fort Worth, Texas, when they was driving and all of a sudden it was a 133 car pile up. It wasn't no ice on that ground. That's what they lying to you guys about. There was a switch of the ley lines. That's why you got to be careful when you out here in these streets. Because a lot of you don't know what ley lines are. The earth has a nervous system, just like we have a nervous system. Did y'all not know that? So I give you another example. Pull up your map. Pull up your MapQuest on your phone and put in an address. Watch all these lines start coming up. Those are ley lines. They use those lines to get you to your destination. Those are ley lines. They don't tell you that. They're not talking about the airplanes that are falling out of the air. They ain't been talking about that. Guys, at first it was the small planes, and they are falling out the air. They're not telling you that. The airplanes are now flying at a very low altitude. Y'all can go look this stuff up on YouTube. They flying at a very low altitude. I think it's like 15, probably 15, what is it? 15,000 miles above the earth. At first they used to be like 30,000 miles above the earth. Now they flying so low you can basically see the planes. They're not telling y'all about the big planes, the Boeings. One was in, it was actually two. It was one Delta. Y'all go look this up too. The engine blew right in the air. They had to hurry up and make an emergency landing. Then another was American Airlines. Blew right in the air. They're not telling y'all this stuff. Why is they not educating us on what's going on? They know what's going on. They know we in the tribulation stage, because I had to ask. I said, if the 400 years is up, when did we supposed to go through the tribulations? I thought the tribulations was before the 400 years. But this is, guys, this is 7 years. 7 years of this stuff. And what you guys don't know is God is wiping people off the earth. That's the part. They don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about the Most High wiping people off the earth. They don't want to talk about a rulership that's coming. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done. On earth as it is in heaven. They don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about that God is going to bring down a new heaven and a new earth. They don't want to talk about that. The only thing they keep talking about is the Hebrew Israelites and all the supposed to be negative or demonic things that they're doing to these other cultures. Have y'all noticed? Why is it that we're not in FEMA camps? Why is it that we're not in FEMA camps? Remember, they had put all these laws up, or they done built all these FEMA camps. Who did they really build these FEMA camps for? Now, mind you, do you know where they got these FEMA camps from? They got this from Germany when Hitler was in office. I mean, when Hitler, this back in World War II, when Hitler got all those fake Jews and he was knocking them off. He put them in camps. What did America do? America went to go fight Germany. And they brought back all their information here to you to implement and apply the same plans that they did to the fake the Khazars. Those were Khazars. I'm not calling them Jews no more. Those Khazars that Germany had, because they really all the same people, guys. So which Germany had, they were killing off them Khazars. All that information went to Edom from her, and he took our Hebrew men. And guys, y'all don't even know this. Why was it the Hebrew men put on the front line? It wasn't no Edomites put on the front line. It was Hebrews. How you think they found out about the pineal gland? They didn't find out about the pineal gland until World War II. They don't tell y'all about that either. When they were cutting open the Hebrew men that was getting killed over there in the World War II, they was bringing them back. And they was opening up their body, and they found that they had something that the Edomites don't have. They call it a pineal gland because it look like a pine cone. And it's a direct riblet to the Most High. Guys, we do have chakras. Y'all got to look this stuff up. A lot of our information, if you guys ever get a chance, if you want to know about where a lot of our information is, our spiritual information, it's in the witchcraft section at the bookstore. Interesting, isn't it? They put all our information, our spiritual information, in the witchcraft section so you won't go look for it. Just to give you a word of advice. However, we do have chakras. Your pineal gland is your crown, which means that if you light it up, You can light it up. You'll have direct contact with the Most High. They don't want to teach you about that. A lot of you probably trying to figure out, okay, how do I get to that? It's in the Word of God. Everybody keeps talking about there's something wrong with that book. It's not nothing wrong with that book. You just got to understand the content that it's giving you. A lot of people don't understand. So, yeah, so we do have chakras. They know this. 33. If you notice, Yeshua, or you can say, what is it? Jesus. I call him Jesus of Nazareth. I don't call him Jesus Christ. I call him Jesus of Nazareth because he was came from the line of David. So, if you guys don't know, he died when he was 33 vertebrae. Y'all got to pay attention. It's a lot. It's more symbolism. That's why these cultures use symbolism. It's in your book. A lot of this stuff, people saying, well, you shouldn't do this. Or a lot of these people are using the Bible for negative information. It's nothing negative in there. You just got to pull it and pull it together. Some people are going to be higher than others. Some people's intellects is going to go deeper than other people's intellects. But don't get mad. Go search out the word for yourself. A lot of that stuff is allegories and parables. Utterance. That's what the Bible is, but nobody don't want to talk about that. They changed a lot of the information. Guys, they told us that Egypt was over there in Africa. No, it's not. This is Egypt. Why is everybody's eyes on the United States? Because this is Egypt. They don't talk about that either. But I just wanted to put this information out here for you guys. It's in your Bible, guys. They don't want to talk about it. They don't want to tell you about it. They're afraid. Why? Because they don't want to lose. They don't want to lose rulership. It ain't nothing we can do about that. You're gonna lose rulership regardless. It's written. Rebecca, remember, guys. I want y'all to pay attention to something. I'm gonna take y'all back to the book of Genesis with Rebecca and Isaac. Again, Rebecca had two nations. They were fighting in her womb. What's going on today, guys? You got to pay attention to what's going on. What's going on today? They was fighting in her womb. Two different nations. What are we doing? What have we been doing? We've been fighting for a very long time. We're still fighting. We're still fighting. So, guys, hey, it's up to you guys to do y'all research. A lot of the clues that y'all looking for to see what's going on in this world is in the book of, in the Bible itself. It's in the Bible itself. We've been taught that the devil was chained up. Y'all remember they taught, I don't know if they taught y'all that in church. They taught us that the devil was in hell chained up. No, he ain't. The devil been walking this earth right along with us. Now there is a deity or demon that is chained up. His eyes has been covered for years. He's been chained up. Man, they finna get ready. That beast is finna get ready to be released. They don't talk about that. They do not talk about these beasts getting ready to be released. Ghostbusters. Guys, go watch the Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters been telling us about CERN. C-E-R-N. CERN. Which is, they got a couple of them over here. The biggest one. Go look this up, guys. The biggest one is over there in Switzerland. I think it's about 3 miles long. It spins like this. And they trying to collect dark matter. Guys, they got a couple of them over here in the United States. They don't tell you about it. So what they do is when they activate CERN, it opens up a portal to the spiritual realm. They're letting spirits from the spiritual realm into the physical realm. That's why all this stuff is happening. And guys, Satan does have children. And a lot of y'all are marrying Satan's children. And y'all in denial. Y'all using, the Hebrew woman don't want no men. I don't want to deal with the Hebrew women. These are the Hebrew men. But you're dealing with Khazars. Or if you go look in the book of Revelations, it tells you that those, there's a people he called a synagogue of Satan. And pay attention to what they be saying, guys. In the synagogue of Satan, he said he's going to, what did the devil say? He wanted to sit high above the heavens. Not what, but where is he located? You got to pay attention to what he's saying. High above the heavens. The only continents that are sitting more higher than us is like Germany, Russia, and Turkey, Asia. All these are the ones that is high, what they say, high above the heavens. Where's the Vatican at? That's where you know where the synagogue of Satan is. Where he's sitting at. He's trying to be like God. But nobody don't talk about that. There's so much information. I'm telling you, and it's weird because you like, people get on me, especially like these camps. They arguing and fighting with me, but you can't even tell the people what's really going on. They so worried about the laws. The laws are already in us. The Most High just want to make sure that we come back to him. And what's in his hand cannot be plucked out. And 2/3 of the Hebrew Israelites are going to die. It's in the word. Some of y'all going to die voluntary. Some of y'all going to die involuntary. So, you got to look at stuff for yourself. Stop allowing people to tell you what's going on. Go research it for yourself. Because it says, lead not to thy own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct your paths. Trust in the Lord. We're supposed to be trusting the Lord without thy heart. And I'm saying this because, guys, this is where we got to trust him. All this stuff that's going on, I got to read Genesis 15, 13, and 14. Because it's talking about what's going the tribulations. Because I was really trying to get an understanding about the tribulations. Excuse me. What's going on with the tribulations? What's going on with the tribulations is, I thought that, and a lot of you guys might have missed the first part of my video, but the tribulations, I was trying to understand, okay, why is it that the 400 years, and it was really more than 400 years, guys. We've been in captivity for over 800 and some years. We was in captivity under Nimrod, the Pharaoh now. Back in those days, we was in Egypt again. Then turn around, this is Egypt. We done been in captivity for a long time, guys. Nobody don't want to talk about that. And you remember he said we're going back into Egypt? When you read the book of Exodus, it's talking about Egypt. But in the book of Deuteronomy, it's talking about the curses. So you got to pay attention to the information that they're providing. They're giving us. And guys, a lot of these names done been changed. The whole continent over there, where Germany and stuff is, they used to be called Asia. I'm not for sure what, and it was, Africa was not called Africa. It was called, what was it called? I think it was Edom. I think Africa was called Edom or something like that. I think it was with an E. I know it was, I forgot the name of what it was. But a lot of these places, guys, that they're saying, these are not their real names. America used to be called Austria. Austria. It's not the real name, talking about America. No, it's not. It was conquered by Americano. Just like Africa was conquered by Africano or something like that. These places were conquered by these people. That's why they changed the names. Now, you just got to do your research. Don't let this stuff, don't allow what's going on in our world to take you away from the Most High. And, say, guys, so I'm back now. I had to rest this weekend, just clear my thoughts, get my mind together, and move forward. So, hey, I won't be back tonight. I'll probably start coming in the morning because my mind is a lot fresher. And I'm still, on Wednesdays, I still want to do my videos. I'm still doing my research on why we shouldn't marry into other nations. I'm still doing my research on that. So, guys, you enjoy y'all day. Happy Monday. And I will see you soon. And peace. I'm out.